You're going left, mate. I see you looking for it there, Vicky. Which way is it? Hey, bro, you okay? Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Not too bad. Bit of a different one today. Today I am with a very familiar face. This is Stephen, or as most of you will know him, Professor Green.
Unrecognizable because I'm in disguise. We know out here in this jungle. Ain't nothing nice round here. Trouble's what you find round here.
And now he might be really good at writing bars, but is he good at pressing them? We're going to find out. This is me teaching Professor
Can't
Green
you tell by the chest I've never had?
how to bench press. Let's go. How much have you ever benched?
I think the most I've ever benched is probably like, I think 90 or 100
Okay.
for one.
Yeah,
One.
that's
Not
fine.
never a set.
That's pretty much where most guys are. I'm not expecting you to do that today. All the idea is that we get you pressing comfortably in a way that you feel strong.
Okay.
So there's so many like factors that feed into bench.
Yeah.
So you can tell me what doesn't feel comfortable when I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and then we'll just work out from there what works with you.
And it's not about finding the way to do it that fits everyone,
Yeah.
right? Because there is only one way. It's finding a way.
Everyone does it differently, but I think if you as long as you follow like foundational basics,
Yeah.
you just tweak bits how you need to throughout the process, and then it kind of applies to you. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
I always warm up on the bar.
Yeah.
Even though I bench like whatever I bench, I mean I'll bench ridiculous numbers, but people are always shocked, and I'm like, yeah, I warm up on the bar, and they're like, what? The amount of people I know that walk in the gym and warm up on like 2 plates.
I notice it with cardio.
Yeah.
If I try and move into a run too quickly,
Yeah.
given I have no aerobic pace,
Yeah.
my heart rate goes through
Yes,
the
Abe.
roof.
I do a lot of running, as you can see. So I suppose what we'll do, you just bench press however you want, and then I'll try and break down what I think we need to change. Already, it's not even that bad. Do you know why it's not that bad?
Why?
You've naturally got quite a good height and cage here. So you know your upper abdomen.
Yeah.
You've got quite a good height on it, which is super. Like it's what we want. In an ideal world, we would move your range of
So my normal problem is I do that.
The way that we can avoid that is by locking the shoulders back. I'll show you a way to do it. In your head, imagine I've got my hand in between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to pinch my hand with your shoulder blades.
Yeah.
So you're trying to like really push your shoulder blades
Fuck
back.
me, that changes what I feel in my chest.
It will, yeah. So additionally, here, if we put this bar back a sec, let me try and go through. So.
Sorry, I just jumped in.
No, mate, I'd rather you do that because I can instantly kind of see where we want to be. So, imagine this, right? So, we have something called range of motion.
Yeah.
So the range of motion is the amount of range that we go through in one motion, right?
Yeah.
Now, in an ideal world, we want to reduce the range to make it so we do less.
Yeah.
Because, I can choose to press like this.
Yeah.
Or I can choose to press like that. Yeah. So both of them are a bench press, but one of them is much less demanding than the other.
Yeah.
One of them requires a lot less pectoral stretch than the other.
Yeah.
And one of them protects the shoulders a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's that one. So
Fair enough.
when in an ideal world, this is what like messes people's shoulders up a bench. So my back is flat, right? Now my back's flat. When I bench and I come down, all the stretch goes into my chest. So I'm having to go really low, really low, really low, really low, really low. Right now I'm on my chest. My chest is so stretched right now. And so are my shoulders.
Yeah.
I'm impacting a lot of shoulder involvement in my sides. But if I can learn to bring the grip and imagine you're trying to bend the bar. So I'm now going to try and bend it toward my toes. It's tucking my elbows in naturally.
Yeah.
So when I bend my elbows tuck, and then in an ideal world, I'm going to get my back tight, load all of my weight onto my upper back like that, create an arch in my back.
Yeah.
And now my core's high. So now when I press, it's all.
Yeah.
It's. I wish I could describe the difference.
Yeah.
Over the years that I've felt from shoulder pain like that, from pressing to now I have none when I press, and it's.
Yeah.
I should have loads. With the weights that I press, I should have loads of shoulder pain, but I have none.
All right. So.
Try and go slightly wider here.
Yeah.
And the reason we say that is because a lot of people think, oh, if I go wider, it's going to impact my shoulders.
Yeah.
Well, if we learned. Is that, you can already feel that?
Hernia, yeah.
So it's crazy. So.
See, do you know what I mean? So as soon as I do that, it puts it into my abdomen, and then right there, I've got to.
So if you bring your feet back.
Yeah.
So you stay where you are on the bench, but just tickle your feet back on the balls of your feet until you feel tightness kind of here in your quads.
Yeah, that's about there.
Yeah, so you can feel that, yeah? So now when you push your heels toward the ground, it should give you a bit of a drive here, almost. And now imagine you're trying to bend the bar towards your feet. Can you feel any shoulder discomfort at all?
No. It just feels very foreign.
That's exactly what we want.
Do you know what's weird about it? Well, I mean, everything, so I've never done it, right? I've never done it properly, but I don't know if it's like it can't just be psychological.
Yeah.
But it took everything away from what I'd normally feel as far as difficulty immediately. It just feels weird everywhere else.
You know, I think when people normally press, there's this level of like instability and stretching, it's like, oh, you can kind of feel the weight in your hands. When you go into that position, it kind of just becomes this like motion of, it's almost weirdly uncomfortable, but very controlled.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm tight and I feel a bit, God, that's a lot of pressure, but you don't feel the weight in your hands. Does that make sense?
It's a much better way of saying what I just said.
It's a bit, I don't know how to describe it myself. I bench pressed yesterday, but on an average day, like my warm-ups will take an hour and 15.
My head really struggles with warm-ups. I spend a lot of time trying to reframe things to get my head to allow me to do them.
Yeah. I probably spend 3 hours in a bench press session, just benching.
Yeah.
We do right, it's about 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah.
How much do you rest between sets?
It varies. So on the earlier sets, not a lot.
Yeah.
On the higher sets where I'm in my working ranges, are like heavier for me, then it can vary from 6 to maybe 10 minutes.
Wow.
Especially on the heavier sets, because on the really heavy, like when I'm doing like 300 plus, you really need a bit of time to recover. Like you need that break period where but you also risk resting too long and going a bit cold, you know? You've got to find the sweet spot. I want to say for me, it's normally 8 to 10 minutes is the perfect range.
But the most difficult part for me of going to the gym is having to rest between sets.
Really?
It's not because I had the energy to go again.
Yeah.
It's because I'm like...
Yeah. Do you know, are you a headphone user in the gym?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's never just one way, otherwise it would be
funny you say that because I'll have sessions where I want them on and sessions where it's more of a distraction to me.
Kind of depends what the gym's playing.
Yeah. Do you want to go in 10s? We'll go in 10s, we'll see how it feels. Sweet. I'd rather we just get an idea of how it feels for you.
Yeah.
And if it's causing you any discomfort on the way. When did you first do a gym session? Like how old would you have been when you ever first walked in a gym?
Probably like, I remember I got a bench and some cheap weights from Argos when I was like 15.
Oh, really?
Because all my mates had started doing it. I already had no room in my bedroom. It was...
Have you always had some form of fitness in your life?
I used to skate. And I played street hockey and ice hockey.
Cool. Okay.
I would be out from like 6 in the morning sometimes till 2, and then we'd just wake up and do the same thing again.
Yeah.
There were certain places where we'd want to skate, but if you're there at certain times, it would cause you lag.
Yeah.
So I always had that until I was like 21, and then it was just music, drugs, and girls. So.
Pinky finger, I would look to have on the inside of that ring. Yep. And then same for that hand though, so make sure we're matching the grip. And then with your upper back, remember we're going to try and push a lot of our body weight up onto your upper back, but we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together to make our back nice and tight. So it shouldn't feel super comfortable, but it's okay. I mean, that's fine. It's a great press. That's a great press. Any discomfort yet? Brilliant.
I mean, apart from entirely, not in my shoulders or chest.
That's what I like to hear. It's exactly what we want. That's the effect we want.
It's so weird.
It is, yeah. It's because the anatomy changes. So if I showed you side on without lying down, if I'm with my back flat like this and I bench like this, I'm involving so much of the shoulder here because I'm having to stretch so much. Whereas if I do that, now I'm touching here already. The bar's touched and I haven't had to stretch my shoulder.
And I can't bring my shoulders forward
because of the retraction. That's your lockout. So you can't roll the shoulders forward because you're keeping your back tight. So it involves none of that. So it prevents it all. I've got a question. When did you start writing music?
I started freestyling when I was 18, and I still take that approach in the studio. For the most part, I won't write things down because I don't want to forget them. Unless I'm somewhere I can't make a voice note or...
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
I prefer just to get shit out and then come up with the next part.
That's quite smart, that is. I like that. Right.
When did you start lifting?
I started when I was 22. I'm 31 now.
Right.
I know I don't look it. I look about 45. But yeah, when I was 22, I started. But I started, weirdly enough, to lose weight. As you can see, that hasn't gone well. But yeah, I started. So I had a younger brother that was super in shape. from when he was like 17, and he was super strong, super big. And I always thought like, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, I always thought like, gym's just for fucking divs and gays. Like, I don't know why I thought like that. I just had this stupid meathead mentality as a kid where I was like, nah, like gym guys are just idiots and everyone's full of themselves, and it wasn't my scene. My younger brother was in great shape, he'd always gone. And then when I was 22, I was like 24 and a half stone, and it was just fat. Now I've got a big frame, so I carried it okay, but I was so miserable.
Yeah.
And I just started the gym, cardio every morning, incline walk, and I lost about 3.5 stone. And then my younger brother was, I think he was in the gym, and the gym was over the road from my house, and he texted me, he's like, do you want to come and do some weights? I was like, whatever. I remember that being my approach, and I was like, I really didn't want to do it. And then I went and did one session, and my first ever session, I benched about 110 kilo.
Jesus.
My first day in the gym. And my brother was like, you're pretty strong. That's a really good baseline to have. But genetically, I think the family had it because he was strong when he was 17, 18 years old. He was benching maybe 180 kilo. So we've always had that kind of strength genetic part.
Yeah.
So I remember the first day doing it, I did the 110 and I was like, that was cool. And he was like, you could probably be really good at this. And I thought, well, I wonder. And from there, it just snowballed into this like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
And then I realised how appealing strength is.
Right.
You know, like how you mentioned earlier, like drugs. To me, strength is a drug.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of being strong, you can't really epitomise it in any way. It's like, it's a dopamine high
Yeah.
that doesn't ever fade.
Yeah.
So like walking around being strong it's a really cool feeling because, and it's definitely ego driven, but it's also, I don't know how to describe it.
But there has to be something primal about it as well.
Yes,
I don't think
I
it
think
can
so.
necessarily just be ego, right?
I think
because
so,
strength
yeah.
is in line with
Yeah,
survival.
absolutely.
And there's probably a line, you know, as there is with both things.
I think for me, like I'm a 1 in a billion statistic presser.
Mm-hmm.
So like you just take it as an average of the 7 men alive like me.
Jesus.
So, but then I've got feats of strength that no one's ever done.
Yeah.
Like I've done crazy stuff. Like I did 145 kilo on incline, on an incline bench on the bar with one arm. So I bought 3 plates of side down plus a 2.5, paused it for 6 seconds, and then pressed it up on one arm.
Mental.
I've took 160 kilo on the incline, threw it in the air, clapped, and then caught the bar. So I've done some really stupid stuff, but I have feats of strength that have never been replicated and probably never will be. Whether that's because people can't or because they aren't stupid enough is a different conversation.
Yeah.
But
You say that though, but like, you know, I mentioned skating earlier.
yeah.
The new gen always managed to find the fucking way to do something that no one's ever done.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
do a 900,
Yes.
someone to go and do a 1080 because of the expectation effect.
Yes,
Because
yeah,
they already
yeah.
see what you've done as
Absolutely.
possible.
You know, it's
because
funny,
you've made it.
It's
so.
funny you say that because in the last 3 years in this fitness space, especially like the gym space of like lifting, it's funny how normalised things have become already that weren't 3 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like people see videos of me doing clapping press now and they're just like, you've seen that? It's like, do you know what I mean? They're already normalised to it. It's a bit of a bizarre one, but I think the chase of strength, getting stronger and then hitting the new PR and seeing the progression come in, it's a drug that is unmatched for me.
Like, not always, but of late, actually, I've kind of felt a guilt around, especially when it was kind of signing up to do the marathon for Autistica and going, I've never actually used my body to its full capacity at a time, especially when it would have been easier. It wouldn't have been easy.
Yeah.
Not to say I haven't done things in my life that I'm really happy with and proud of, but I'm like, you only, you know, you hit 40 and you go, fuck.
Yeah.
Mortality. In 10 years, there's no youth in front of me. It's all behind me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I've never really used my body to its full capacity. Yeah. So, I mean, it's very typical. I think it's quite typically middle-aged to sign up for a marathon. But especially when you've got no fucking history in running.
You think it's typically middle-aged?
But I kind of want to, but I think there is some, partly, but there are people who've obviously done, like, you know, what you've done with your body at an age where you were able to. But then on the other side of it, I think there is an element of like, fuck, I've only got, you know, however many years I've got left, I want those to be good years, and I want to be strong.
Yeah.
And I want to be well.
The thing for me is, as much as I adore strength and love what I do, I actually hate my appearance, which is it's an interesting topic there because I hate how I look. I hate being this big, hate it, like loathe it completely. And And it comes like that as a miserable side effect almost. Because to be as strong as I am and maintain what I'm doing does ultimately require this size to a degree.
Yeah.
But my quality of life based off this size isn't superb.
So is the next mission not, I'm okay with that now?
Yes. Yeah. So
it's like finishing a song, I imagine. Like, so for me, right, a song can never be finished, but you have to let it go, otherwise you never release anything, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's my line now, but now how strong can I be with how, not so how small, but...
I think what it is it's how much can I apply the same discipline to something else.
Yeah.
And I think...
You've got a much better way of articulating things to me. I'm like all around the houses, all this context, and never anything clear and concise.
Okay. I think for me it's about how can I apply my discipline, and I think I've clearly shown the ability that if I apply myself to something, I can do very well in it. But am I applying myself to something that comes naturally to me, and so it's easier, and therefore avoiding the thing that doesn't come naturally, which is cardio and pace and CO2 max and having a great cardiovascular health. And avoiding that because I can't apply myself so well naturally, because it's going to require hard work. So I think for me, there's 2 years left in this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go another 2 years of heavy lifting. When I turn 34, just cut it off there and just get in shape, get healthy. I'd like to do what you said. I'd like to do a marathon. Yeah. I'd like to challenge myself. I'd like to go through that.
Get this one out of the way and I'll do another one with you, depending on how it goes. I met someone yesterday and was talking about it. And they were like, oh, you haven't got to start your training until like December, January.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, I don't think you understand how, like, I have no aerobic base. Apart from, I can do an hour on stage pretty well.
Yeah.
But I start running and like at a really sort of average speed, which is barely running, like 10 kilometers per hour on a machine. My heart rate starts drifting after 11 or 12 minutes and it won't come back down. So I've got
If it helps, when I sit up in the morning, mine drifts, and then it doesn't go back down for the entire day until I sleep again, and then it drops a little. If that helps, I'm pretty sure that's about accurate.
You might want to cut that 2 years down. Right, let's do.
Yeah, mate, it's really good. Really good. Yep, brilliant. Mate, it's great. That's brilliant. Honestly, it's really good.
That felt heavy.
I could feel that. That didn't feel weightless.
Yeah, but the thing is, even though it felt heavy, you didn't look uncomfortable, as in pain. You were probably tight and felt, like, oh, that's pressure, but you didn't. Like, there's no kind of. I call it a leakage of energy.
Yeah.
So when, like, let's say, like, there's an arm shaking or flaring out, or there's something moving, it's normally because foundationally there's something not structurally set, and so we leak energy. But you looked absolutely fine. So, like, for me in future, if I was you, I'd press like that. You are definitely stronger like that because you can fire through it and not feel any pain.
And there was no fear either. I put the bar down after 6 reps. So.
Is it just on the same to you? That's full to the limit. Yeah. How heavy am I right now? I'm 185 kilo.
Fuck.
Yes.
That's 106 kilos more. I'm 79 kilos. I'm like the lowest.
Do you know what's funny?
I'm the lowest I've been since I was a teenager.
I played catch with a guy that was 79 kilo the other day. As in, I played catch with him.
Oh. I'm like, is that catch? I'm trying to think. No,
I'll show you the video. Around. But again, like I said, I don't enjoy being 108. I hate being this big, mate. Hate it. I've got 2 sons. Do you know what I mean? So.
How old are they?
13 and 11. So I started young. I had my first boy when I was 18.
Yeah.
And my second boy when I was 20. So yeah. But I just think for me, like, the longevity part of my life and being there for them, I've always been I think my problem is, I've always taken my discipline and my own goals and my own ego and put them at the forefront of what it is that I do, as opposed to considering that I am here for other people too.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's always like, it's like I want to be strong, I want to be big.
Yeah.
I don't care so much. I won't consider too many health factors or this and that because my output is my output and I want to be strong. When really my thought process should have changed, and it didn't. Probably not until the last year, which is crazy to think of because I've got 2 sons that ultimately need me.
It's interesting though. Do you think that's fear-based? Do you think there's an element of like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the things that seem almost relatively ridiculous, like how can you be scared of wanting to stay well, but like trying to manage that. You have to take responsibility for where you are, whereas your goals. I agree with that.
I know exactly what you mean. I think a lot of it comes down to this. I'm going to switch it to a plate and put like maybe a 5 on. I think a lot of it comes down to anxiety.
Right.
Honestly, I think all my life I've suffered anxiety. And more so, especially now more than ever. Now more than ever, it's awful. And I think, I mean, I've been open about it on social media recently. Like, I've definitely gone through a really tough time, probably the last year.
Yeah.
And it's self-prescribed.
I thought that clip was really, it could have been me talking. But the interesting thing about hearing you say what you said, and it not being me hearing the sound of my own voice,
right,
was I could be more, I don't know if the word's objective or subjective, I always get it wrong. But I was like, it made perfect sense. I was like, yeah, but you're finding the comfort that you've built into your life, that you've gone through all of that discomfort to achieve, you're finding that uncomfortable.
I am.
So now you're in discomfort. You were fine with the discomfort, but the comfort you've achieved has made you uncomfortable.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. I think
I just went.
It's so weird for me because I had this conversation recently, and you know, until May 2023, I worked full time.
Yeah.
You know, I always had a job, and you know, having two sons young, really put me in a headspace where, you know, you've got to be a provider, and you know, my missus doesn't work, and she doesn't work out of like an optional thing. I've never wanted her to work. I've always wanted her to look after my boys.
Right.
You know, we had kids young. I wanted her to give my sons a good upbringing, let me work. So like, all my life I've grafted. I've always had side hustles, and you know, I'd finish work and go and do streaming on Twitch or this and that. I'd always find a side income somewhere, alongside still training during the years that I trained. And I always despised my 9 to 5. You know, I hated what I did. I worked in retail. I was a manager for Asda and this and that. I'd worked all around everywhere in retail. But my final role was a home shopping manager for Asda. And I despised it. You know, if you'd have asked me in that moment, I hate that job. But I realised to a degree it was a sense of purpose, even if it wasn't the purpose I chose.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It gave me a sense of purpose. And then coming out of that and doing what I do now, which is gym content, well, I can make a piece of content in 10 minutes. It might take me 10 minutes to make it on my phone, edit it and post it. Yeah. Well, okay, that's today's content done.
I still find that really hard.
What do I do for
you'll
next?
See how inconsistent I am at posting that.
But the reason is, and I think with you, when you say you find that hard, it's because what happens is you've done it for so long that you overanalyze content.
Right.
So you look at content and go, I don't know if that'll work, or I don't know if this will work. I've done this before, but this might work, but I haven't got anything that's like that right now. Where can I go, or how can I make a piece that's like that? And then you end up in a headspace where you roll each day and won't post because you're not satisfied with what it is that you wanted to post yet.
Also, like, I don't get that thing. So, like, when I come up with something, if I get a piece of the puzzle that I've been looking for, a word or a phrase or something, or someone else does, it makes me shake my hands.
Yeah.
Like, I get that feeling from it.
Yeah.
There's none of that from content. And I know not everything, work is work, right?
Yeah.
So I've got to just fucking get my big girl pants on and get on with it.
Yeah.
But I find it hard. There's no...
No, I get it.
I don't find that I reap reward from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's like with content being my job now, I feel at times, especially the last year, purposeless. It's almost like each day rolls into the next day, and it's more of just an existence than a living.
Right.
I don't live, I exist. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'd word it.
There's an interesting book, The Middle Passage by James Hollis, and he talks about the difference between a career and a calling.
Yeah.
And how you kind of you might have to be an artist at a time when art doesn't pay to answer your calling, but for as long as you don't answer that calling, you're going to have anxiety. Yeah. And then he lists all the words that come from the same word, basically. Angina, anger, and they're all born of not being aligned. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not really super spiritual. I'm not religious. Yeah. I don't question everything, but then I accept that there has to be something.
I get
on one level, there doesn't need to be anything greater than this, because if a fucking seed knows where every branch of a tree is going to be, that's quite incredible. But on the other side, I also accept that we can't fathom everything. There is stuff way beyond what we know and can comprehend. Yeah. And I think that stuff's kind of interesting in that if anxiety is just a signpost that can't do us harm unless we buy into it hurting us, why does it burden so many people? Yeah. That's a smart way to put it. And it's burdened me for a lot of my life, bro. Yeah, right. So, I'll give you one more small tip before you go. Yeah. On this one, when you bring it over and you're about to go, before you go, use that start point as a cue for a large breath. So I want you to go
And take a big breath into your core. Good. Good. That's good. Leave that there. That's fine. We don't do more than one. That's fine. So
that was hard to get up.
I'll tell you why. So what happens with everyone, me included, when you get to a heavier weight, all of the foundational things that we thought about
went out the window.
Go out the window because but this is only why, you will do what naturally feels strongest.
Yeah.
So you aren't your strongest yet in the new position.
No.
Because that's not natural to you. Right. What's natural to you is just trying to extend it out, right?
And is that what happened?
And that's what happened. That's why it took you so long to lock it out.
Right.
Because you started to try and extend it out.
Right.
Because in your head, you're used to just trying to be your strongest, and your strongest is that. And so you kind of reverted back to what you know, which happens with me when I'm going super heavy. A lot of the foundational things go out the window. When I did a competition last year, I was going for the British record, and I went out, my opener was an absolute lightning rep, and on my second attempt, I was going out for the record straight away.
Yeah.
So I've already, normally people leave their last attempt for the record. On my second, I was already ready for it. I went out, took it off, and forgot to breathe.
Oh, fuck.
I was so like, but in the moment, I was gone, and it's not moved. And I've gone out the back, and Mike, my training partner, who was coaching me at the time, was like, you didn't brace and you didn't squeeze the bar, because he can tell when I'm squeezing it. I was like, oh. So I went out, and then in my head I was just going, brace, squeeze the bar. Yeah. And I went, instantly. And I was like, and again, it's just because when it gets to that crush point, you will revert to what, your things will go out the window, and you revert to things that you feel comfortable with. And for me, like...
Can I try that again then?
Absolutely.
All right.
I want you to drive those feet back as far as you can, that's it. Get tight here, and push all of your body weight from here onto your back here, and onto that scapula.
Yep.
Yeah, once we've done that, I want you to squeeze that bar super tight, tuck the elbows, let's go.
I didn't breathe.
Yes, so...
I forgot to breathe.
You didn't breathe, you bang. Remember what I just said about breathing, by the way?
And I did
so I just said about breathing, and he went...
I've got no breath. I literally took it out and went...
He went...
I didn't breathe. It's mad how much of a difference that makes as well, because I couldn't push it. There was nothing to...
The thing is, you're already getting tight, getting ready. Yeah. We'll already have burned a lot of the oxygen you've just took in. Yeah. And some of the time you come off, you're like...
It feels quite hard to get out of.
So...
Before ye old ACJ separation, which was only, 6 months ago? 70 was, I would do 70 for a set.
Yeah,
and now one feels fucking hard.
I think that, maybe two actually, what are two? I've put that in the wrong one now, ain't I think it needs to come up a little, just because we're starting quite low.
Right.
Look, because I think you've got arms like me, you've got long arms, and so from there, it's like quite high to come off for you. Yeah. We don't want that, because we'll be fatiguing early.
Right.
So it's basically doing us no favours. Once you're in position, you're tight. Take 4 or 5 really deep breaths for me, so we get oxygenated before we go. Keep breathing, keep breathing. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count you in. 3, 2, 1. Don't go on 1, go when you're ready. I'm just letting you know that at 1, I'm ready whenever. So I'll go 3, 2, 1. You go when you're ready. I'll help you out and go from there. One more thing to remember, before you come down, big deep breath, okay?
Yeah.
Come on. 3, 2, 1. Your bar. It's your best one yet? It's your best one yet? Yeah. Best one yet, but it's because, again, you still didn't take a perfect breath.
Right.
So it was kind of, this is heavy. Oh, I need to, you breathed on the way down. So foundationally, you weren't as strong as you could have been.
Okay.
But because you had the breath and you were set up, you still pushed it through.
Yeah.
So that's a great place to be in, is the fact that you could take a weight that was heavy that didn't feel great.
Yeah.
Do it twice, wasn't great. The third time it moved the best.
Better.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not a strength thing, it's a setup thing.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You're capable of the weight.
I don't think many people put that much thought into setup.
They don't.
You just don't see it.
They don't.
It feels like a different exercise almost.
Yeah.
Because I've got none of the issue that I have.
You won't have. So
it's always bicep tendon rotator
so you'll
cuff,
have,
and now ACJ to thoracic as well.
So what tends to happen is you'll feel the inflammation in the bicep, in the AC joint.
Yeah.
Have you done your AC, you said?
Yeah.
It's one of the worst joints you can do.
You see it?
I can see it, yeah.
It's like fucking,
it's
look at that.
Yeah, it's one of the worst joints you can do.
No, look, that's both shoulders down. It's quite visibly...
How does it feel when you do a lateral raise?
Fine.
Fine,
yeah.
Okay. And what about a front raise?
Forward raise is not as fun.
Yeah, not as fun, I can imagine. What's been the worst injury you've ever had?
I got hit by a car, squashed between two outside my house. Car was being dropped off to me.
Oh, really?
Mate,
the car was being dropped off to you, and it hit you?
And it hit me, yeah.
I hope there was a disc scam.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay.
I managed to hit me in the back as I was walking back to the curb.
Oh, God.
And I've lifted myself up. Skating days saved me, I reckon, and got everything out of the way. Because it would have been hips and pelvis, right? I'd have been fucked. But he got my left leg. And I had a compression fracture, the length of my shin. And I forget what the tendon is on the outside.
Yeah.
But it was only a grade, I forget which way round it is, if 1's the worst grade or 3 is the worst grade. But
so grade 3 is the worst.
Okay, so it was only a grade
1 to 2 aren't as bad.
Grade 2, so there was no surgery. But it fucked me and it fucked my head up.
Yeah.
Because there was no, people would imagine that was, do you know what I mean? That didn't do that much to my head, I don't think.
Do you know what's funny? What happened here? Because I still don't know.
I moved past someone in a club, got accused of barging someone, ended up getting into a bit of this and that, and then 5 minutes later I got that in the neck.
You're joking?
A long time ago. I was 26.
I mean, a stupid question, but I'm assuming you were scared in the moment, right?
Weirdly, right? Yeah, there must have been some, but there's so much adrenaline. You don't feel anything.
You just see blood,
and then a calm came, because I just thought that was that. So it was, I got on the phone to my nan and was like, I'm really sorry. She's like, shut up, you're going to be fine. Bless her. She was right, thank God. But well, thank my nan. But,
see, do you know what I like? Just so it's really interesting, you know, you just said thank God.
Yeah.
But you're not a spiritual man, are you?
But everyone prays when it, but everyone prays when there's
isn't it weird how you always refer to him in some way?
Yeah.
I've always said that because bear in mind, like, especially the last few weeks, bear in mind, I'm not a religious man.
Yeah.
I've, in fact, most of my life earlier years definitely had an atheist outlook, and then as I've grown older, I've had a outlook of there's got to be something more than me.
Yeah.
There's definitely a power beyond me, whether that's, say, God or whatever, there's something beyond me. And then more so recently, I'm definitely finding faith.
Yeah.
But definitely not a religion. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be a Christian. Do you know what I mean? I'm never going to be. I know I'm not. But I do find myself, quote unquote, talking to God more, do you know what I mean? Which is bizarre for me.
The way I do look at it, to be fair, is like, and this is applying a human definition to something other.
Yeah.
But for God to be all powerful, that would mean all energy, which would mean all things, which would mean you, me, you, the camera, the bench, everything, right? We're all made of the same stuff. So if you pray to that part of yourself. Take the God out of it. But then there's the theory that we're all just a universe experience in itself. Like, fuck, what am I here to show you?
Mate, I want you to do a set on this at 60. Right. 3. Oh, good to go. Come on. One more. One more. One more. Big breath. There's no. He could have way more than 70. Based on the fact that you did 70 for a single. 60 shouldn't move for 5 like that, especially after the 70. Does that make sense? Because you've already pre-fatigued.
Right.
But you've still done 60 after that fatigue for 5. Comfortably.
I thought that would have been easier because I did like 8 of them before, I think. So I thought I was going to get to. You'll probably watch that back and he's like, no, he did 4. But...
No, honestly, that was absolutely fine. Cool. That was really good, and that's what you're looking for.
I've never come off bench, you know, feeling like I've had like there is not a problem, but just like
tightness.
Yeah.
By the way, that in 20-30 minutes, that's gone.
Yeah.
But it's just that tightness in your back from the pressing.
I feel it like it's a good thing though.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like
what it is. In a sense, imagine that you've loaded all your weight onto your upper back, and then when you bring that weight down to here, that weight loads onto the lower back. Does that make sense? It loads onto here. It's on the lower back, and you're kind of pressing from that point. So it includes a lot of the lower back in the tightness of the setup. And so you definitely feel it a lot more there. But it's no one's ever got a back injury from bench, if that helps. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless they've just got up too fast. Like Mike, my training partner. He's in great shape. He's 31, but he gets off the bench like he's 55, 60. He struggles really bad.
It's like me getting up after running for 11 minutes.
I mean,
the DOMs, mate. I was walking around my calves like that, like, tiptoes everywhere.
Right, we'll move to a seated chest press, and we'll do some triceps. How's life been in terms of? I mean, obviously you've done music most of your life now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of it than I haven't.
Yeah.
I am old.
You're not old, mate. How old are you now? What, 40? 41?
42.
42, okay. So you're quite middle-aged.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not old. Just think of it as a halfway point.
Yeah.
And you still got loads going on. Feel free to move it down, mate. Yeah, go there.
And are we doing any of the same sort of...
So all I want you to do again is just always try and get that shoulder back.
Yeah.
So try and retract the shoulders back and down and press like that. How does that feel? Any shoulder pain? That's good. That's what we want then. That's exactly what we want. Bench actually might be a little low for you. Could do it bringing it up a bit so that you get more of that stretch.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So bring in...
So the bench might need to come up a tiny bit.
This?
Yeah, but I don't even... Oh, mate, I'm not going to lie. I've got no idea how it comes... Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Sweet.
Do you get any shoulder pain at the bottom of the rep?
Nah.
Okay. That's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Always at the top.
Okay, when you...
Yeah.
Yeah. So we basically just don't do that anymore.
I know. Just don't do it. Just don't fucking do it.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Yeah, we both know it's quite difficult to stop the things you shouldn't do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got no idea how many reps that was. But
What's it been like navigating music in your later life?
Fucking nearly impossible. It's always been a catalyst for everything else that I do, irrespective of how successful the music is, given there's already the platform and audience that I've built. But that's become harder and harder to access because of things like social media. That I built I built my audience organically, right?
You did, yes.
So they weren't followers for going viral.
Yeah, this was
they
just
were
followers
people
from music.
hearing records, seeing music videos, watching documentaries, and then following.
Yeah.
And then there was just a moment where everything got less engagement. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know what happened.
Yeah.
It was,
I mean, if it helps, that's happened to me, mate.
And I'm like, how do I? So but I built this audience, and now I'm expected to pay to access it.
Yeah. I'm with it. I completely understand. What's your favourite part of the process? Is it performing? Is it rock? Is it freestyle? Like you said, is it coming up with? Is it the process of making a song?
I really enjoy making and performing.
Yeah.
They're the two best parts for me. And people are like, how can you be like at all uncomfortable sociably, or how can you not be all right with packed or loud rooms when you're on a stage? And I'm like, but I'm on stage.
Yes, it's different. Yeah.
Everyone else is like, I'm here.
You've got that room.
It's not
you're
about
on a stage.
Having that. It's just about the fact there is space.
Yeah, I completely get that.
I'm in control. The only times I have a bad time is when I feel like I lose that control. So if there's something wrong with the sound or something happens and it throws me out of that flow. You know what I mean?
I'm completely with it. Absolutely. I completely get that, yeah. What's your favourite piece of work?
Probably the third verse on Today I Cried, but that might be eclipsed by something that hasn't come out yet. I've got a song with Ren called All By Myself, and it's the first thing that really explains, and I listened back to it and understood more about myself. Yeah. And I used to avoid doing that. I wouldn't watch interviews back, I wouldn't watch podcasts or anything. Mm-hmm. I've never watched the documentaries I've made.
Really?
Yeah. I have a weird sort of aversion to it. But in listening back to that song and actually paying proper attention, and realizing that there's stuff historically that I've said that if I'd have actioned or integrated, my life would have become easier. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't. Okay. I could kind of have it was cerebral. Yeah. So I could talk a good game, but I wasn't actioning or integrating anything that I was talking about.
Completely get it.
Because I thought I understood, so that's enough, innit? I understand, so that's all I've got to. No, it doesn't work.
But awareness is an action, you know. Yeah. That's the thing. And categorically, that's how I've been a lot in life. Yeah. You know, especially lately, is my awareness. I take the awareness and ride with the awareness as though the awareness is me combating it. Yeah. It isn't. No. You can be aware and still be in the same rut.
But the interesting thing with that as well is that inaction is an action. Yes. Because it's still a choice to not do it.
It's bang on correct, yeah. Bang on correct. You might move the chair
just
up again.
120 kilos fucking on top of... All right, sweet.
No, that'll be like... probably pounds, that. Be 190 pounds, that.
Right.
Might need to move that chair up again though, because I have. Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
Me and my big self moved it down. Still too low.
Yeah. I didn't know I was a short ass.
You got to there and couldn't feel any pressure still. No, you're not a short ass. It's not that. The difference is I've got so much mass, especially on my arse, that it keeps me so high on that. Do you know what I mean? Good set, good. Good, mate. Have you ever used gym as an escape?
More and more, but like a really, but one I'm staying well aware of.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's like it's such an escape.
Yeah.
Like when I've done a decent weight session, you walk out the gym, you do walk out with a clarity.
Yeah.
You walk out with a much less.
To sleep.
Yes. You know, it kind of gives you that clarity. If I'm just hungry and I'm going to eat and sleep, but it kind of it helps erase a lot of whatever it is that you walked in with.
Yeah.
Especially and. I know this has been my escape since, like I said, I was probably 22, 23.
Yeah.
And it still is now. If I'm having a bad day, first thing I do is walk out the door and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I know that whatever happens throughout the rest of the day, this will really reduce how I respond in terms of, you know, whatever it is. I will respond a lot differently if I've been to the gym, got out whatever it is that I need to handle.
That's
clearly.
how I found my way to cold water.
Yeah.
Because it stopped me being reactive.
Yeah. Are you
I don't do it as much as I did. I'm not as consistent, but like it.
Is this cold plunging, right?
Yeah.
Are you a big fan?
I was overdoing it. So like most things, I took it to
So
like
this is
my tub was running.
He's just pointed at me because me and you are quite similar
Yeah.
here. So you go ahead. I'll tell you mine in a sec.
I was like my brass. I've got a brass monkey, right, which is fucking bollocks,
seen them. Yeah.
But runs at 0.1 of a degree.
Yeah.
And if I've got a little bit under the weather, it would take more than it would give.
Yes.
And it could fuck a day up.
Of course, yeah.
Whereas when I'm riding high and I feel great, it gives me all the energy in the world, right? I didn't pay attention to that and reduce the temperature because why would I do that? I can do 0.1 of a degree, but then I'd get a flu and not do it for 2 weeks and then wouldn't want to get back in it.
Would you have this mental state where it's like, well, if I increase the temperature, it won't have the same effect? I mean, there's no point.
It has such a better effect.
Yeah.
So I run it at like 7 or 8 degrees now when I do 5 or 6 minutes. Instead of doing 3 minutes at 0.1 of a degree.
Yeah.
And it never takes more than it gives.
Yeah. So weirdly enough, I am into cold and hot therapy, both. I've got a sauna at home.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I don't know what I would do without a sauna.
I've got a sauna and I love it. And when I had it installed, when I turn that thing on to max, it'll go up to about 115, 120 degrees. And I'll be like, hotter is better. Hotter's just better, right? Yeah. So I was going in the sauna, he came to mind, we did a day where I recorded a recovery day. And I'm doing like 25 to 30, sometimes a bit more than 30 minutes in like 115 to 120 degrees. I'm coming out looking genuinely medium rare. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming out looking as though I've partially cooked myself. As red as can be. I'm coming out in, like it'll be like 18 degrees outside, but I'm coming out and there's visible, notable steam flying off my body. Do you know what I mean? Like it's concerning. But I thought that was right. I'm like, the hotter the better my recovery, etc., etc. And after about a week of doing it, I was noticing I was just struggling to breathe. I was literally cooking my lungs.
Yeah.
Like I was quite literally.
It's no anything over 100 degrees is
I was
absolute
destroying my lungs. So now, this week,
Did you have to go to the doctors to find that out?
I ended up with a chest infection and everything. I literally destroyed my lungs. It was really bad for like a good 4-week period. But now I'm back in the sauna because I took like a 3-month break of it because I kind of just gave myself that scare factor of, stay away from that. And now I've gone into it with the approach of let's put it on 80 to 90.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing every day 80 to 90 and I feel immaculate.
Yeah.
I'm doing 25 minutes on 80 to 90. I get out, I'm like, I feel good.
You feel exactly.
I go and have a cold shower, I feel great.
So are you doing it to recover and feel better, or is it another exercise you're doing to put yourself in a bin?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think when I was doing the sauna, I was doing the sauna so hot and I was losing so much water through sweat that I was doing myself such a disservice. Like I was genuinely messing myself up.
Yeah, man.
But in my head, I was doing
dehydration. I didn't realise how permanently dehydrated I was all the time either until I took a sachet of salt and went.
Yeah. Who's your favourite artist?
For me, rap-wise, Biggie. But like rap isn't the only genre I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
I just didn't tell everyone on the ends that I also listened to Nirvana.
Yeah.
Because I would have been called a grunger.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But back then it would have just been a bit more difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I listened to everything, mate. Literally everything. I did absolutely abuse yours and Examples music.
Oh, mate, being on tour with him recently was so much fun. We haven't toured together in 20 years.
Really?
Oh, that's a bit heavier.
He's gone to 130 now. I did put it on 110 for him, and he has again moved it, so it shows that he's clearly pushing himself. I like that.
Right.
Come on.
I didn't breathe. Watch that back. I didn't take the breath.
Did you not? You stopped breathing, yeah.
And it also got fucking heavy.
So we've got your favourite rapper. What's your favourite movie? Because you just said you're a film guy.
Oh,
I'm really.
man.
This is, I will heavily judge him here, by the way.
Oh.
But I also have to take into account that he's 10 years older than me. So.
Mate, that's a really, really tough one.
I can tell you mine. Interstellar.
Interstellar's. I was going to say a Nolan film.
Yeah.
Maybe the Dark Knight Rises. Or I
mean,
reckon.
I can't. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I can't.
I struggle with watching a film more than once unless it's you know, any of the three. You know.
So with Nolan or anything he's ever made is spectacular for me.
There was one curveball though. What was
The Prestige?
Nah, it came out after Interstellar. It was near Christmas.
Oppenheimer, Tenet.
Yeah.
Have you watched Tenet?
I need to go back to it.
You need to watch it again.
We tried to watch it at Christmas.
Watch it again.
And we were all like 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
We had also, we were affected. Let's do it.
I feel like Tenet's had an unfair judgment here. Unfair casting.
Really?
Mate, I promise you.
Because I did try it another time, but also wasn't in the best mood.
I'd put Tenet in Nolan's top 5 movies.
Okay.
It's that good.
I mean, I would put all 3 of the Batman films that he did in there and Interstellar.
Yeah.
So I'm like, already we've got 4 out of 5.
Have you watched Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great film.
Sick.
Tenet, though, requires you to not pick up your phone once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was in a room with 5 people and we weren't on our phones, but we were on.
I get it. Tenet is a movie that you have to watch and just watch. You can't do anything else.
Right.
Because it is extremely confusing.
Yeah.
So you have to give it everything to understand it.
Okay.
Bit like Inception.
All right.
Your turn. You'll get that fine. I promise you'll do that fine. I'm quite confident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were putting my
Don't
legs
doubt
out.
yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Easy.
Stuff like this, like I always have to be careful that if my shoulders start doing that, I get them back because otherwise the pain that I'm left with.
I'm with you.
And it don't just fuck me up for a day.
Yeah.
It means that I can't go back to it.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people avoid the gym because they don't realise that people here are all actually all right? Or normally?
I mean, normally, I suppose you are right. There's definitely some divs.
Yeah.
But there is anywhere in anything.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean?
You stay home if you want to avoid them.
Exactly, yeah.
But then you stop yourself, innit you? I'm like, that's my only problem.
I think the biggest misconception with a gym is the judgment part.
Yeah.
I think people assume that when they walk in the gym, they're going to be heavily judged by people in the gym. The reality is, when I walk in the gym, I really couldn't give a shit who's there or what they're doing.
You're there to do something.
I know why I'm there.
Yeah.
And I'm there to battle whatever's going on in my day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what most of the people are doing.
Yeah.
So no one really cares what you're doing or what you've come here to do. Just crack on.
Yeah.
Just crack on.
It never ceases to amaze me. Like, my nan isn't very well, right? She's 82, but I see people who are nearly 70 at the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck, the difference in how you age is so relative to what you do with your body.
Mental, especially, it's funny you mention that, but especially in women.
Yeah.
Because the way women's bone density changes over the years is mental. As women age, the bone density and the changes in the way osteoporosis and things like that kick in compared to...
Is that related to menopause?
Yes and no, I think so, definitely. But if you look at... There was something I saw yesterday, and it was a study that showed women that had resistance training up to the age of 55, and they compared a scan of both bones, a woman that didn't train at 55 and a woman that did. And the bone that didn't train looked like a sponge. It had so many holes in. And the bone that did looked solid. You couldn't fault the bone, looked new. Do you know what I mean? And it shows how a lot of people, and the woman that had all the holes in the bone did Pilates and yoga, so she believes she's very healthy.
Enough. Yeah.
But what everybody requires, this is what I'm saying, just is resistance training.
Yeah.
Weight training genuinely gives you a longer, healthier life.
I could never just do cardio.
Yeah.
Like, it's always been a hard thing for me. I
same
find
here,
it so hard.
Yeah, I do loads of cardio. I do want to admittedly, mate, that is my biggest downfall.
Yeah.
Is lack of cardio. Yeah. And it's from a absolutely laziness thing. I'm just, you know what it is? Again, it's like you just said, it's more so the anxiety of facing it.
Yeah.
It's facing the fact that I know, ultimately, I'm a bit of a fat shit and I've been a lazy boy for a few years. And I've got to face that and go, God, I've got to put myself through a lot of rough out of breath, stressful, sweaty, probably embarrassing sessions to get to a point where I'm relatively happy. So
I have to basically not run to stay in zone 2 because my heart rate drifts so quickly.
Really?
Yeah, so I might, but it's not quite, it's a bit too quick to walk it, so I don't know what it is because it's not quite jogging either. It's just fucking uncomfortable.
Like a bit of a skip.
It's a bit like, do you know what I mean? It's just fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, but I've got to keep it there, right?
Yeah.
I have to be, and I have to go by way of heart rate. It's more, you know, it's more nervous system than it is.
Yeah.
Gas getting that, you know.
Right, we've got 2 sets of this left and we're done. How's it been navigating being a dad as an artist?
Do you know what? The sort of getting home from a gig at 2:30 in the morning, or more recently, like a weekend of gigs. I did Skegness on a Friday.
Yeah.
Overnight and I drive myself.
Yeah.
Overnight drove to Gatwick.
Yeah.
Straight into the airport, on a plane to Nice, did a gig in Monaco. Next morning, back to Gatwick, then drove to and from Cornwall.
Good God.
Got back at 2:30 and I was just like, fucking, I don't know, it was about 6 cans of Monster in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I'm never going to sleep again. And it was fucking horrible. And then my son's up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And my missus is, she was on set that day, so I had to take the reins. And it's fucking, that part of it, tough. It's not all been plain sailing. I think you confront a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love it. I really do.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely.
Yeah.
He's fucking wicked as well.
Yeah, it's class, mate. Yeah.
How about you?
Admittedly, I think for the first probably 8 years of being a dad, I wasn't present enough.
Right.
Not so much that I wasn't in the room, but I wasn't mentally present. Do you know what I mean? I'm there, but I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I think that's been one of my downfalls. Is I think I've always been so focused on the concept of I've got to get out of whatever rut I'm in. I've got to be driven, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to make money, I've got to give my kids a good life. And I focus so much on the concept of giving them a good life that I forget to live with them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And even then, it's like being present, but sometimes distracted.
Yes.
That's the part of it I find hard, because inevitably we're at a point in life where we've got shit we have to tend to.
Yes, absolutely.
And things that creep in, right?
Yeah.
I try and always take a deep breath before I go in that door. It's not always possible.
No.
That deep breath doesn't always exhale all the shit that I've got to contend with.
Yeah.
It's hard, but it's also, do you know what? It's important to accept that you're never going to get it right in time.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be shit. I know that little fucker is going to turn around and say to me one day, "It's all your fucking fault, Dad." And on that very day, I'm going to take him to where I grew up, and I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him a few things.
I think more so recently than ever, the last couple of years, I think with that realisation in mind, I've just been like trying to just be there, whether that's sitting on a settee together. That doesn't mean we've got to go out and do things. Just be there with you in the moment, whatever it is. But more so, just hugging my kids.
Yeah, man.
Something that simple. Do you know what I mean? Like hugging my sons.
But they're 11 and 13, right? They're not going to be much older before they're like...
Yeah, and that's what I mean. And that's my concern. I think that's where I have that issue mentally, is that, God, I missed a lot of those good years being so focused on being the provider, the man, blah, 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 and not actually just being a dad, like being present. I was a dad, I've always provided. They've never gone without, and they never will. But I always overvalued the providing part and undervalued the presence part.
Well, what did you see growing up?
2 parents that worked on repeat and didn't stop. That's all it was. I had my mum was grafting, working nights, you name it, anything she could, and my dad was working nights too. You know what I mean? They'd on and off nights between each other, or split shifts into days.
Yeah.
I was kind of raised on the concept of just work. Like
I grew up similarly, right? My nan was with my nan though, and she'd be working 3 jobs a day.
Yeah.
Cleaning the banks at 4 o'clock, from 4 o'clock in the morning, then on to Percy Inglewood and going to clean houses in Stamford Hill. And so I got taught great work ethic, but I also saw a lot of robbing Peter to pay Paul because it's still left over nothing. And having no money to manage at home, I was never taught any money management skills. Financial literacy is something I'm trying to learn.
Yes.
Now.
Me to this day still,
and
absolutely.
I've never had any of that help
as I said earlier,
either.
I've been gambling away. So,
yeah. Stop. Easy said and done, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just fucking like, it's so difficult to navigate this world when that information isn't like, it kind of is readily available in some sense, but how many people are going to seek it out and know what to trust as far as what they're reading? When you don't have those people in your life to steer you or guide you, or in fact moor you, to give you a fucking an anchoring. Do you know what I mean?
Have
so
you
my life is not anchored in financial literacy or money management, because there wasn't any growing up. So I hear you on that.
When you've like grown through the space that you're in and been around the people you've been around, have you noticed that everyone that in a position of success tends to have some form of crux?
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, but I think, you know, going back to that video that you put up as well, I think sometimes we've got this idea, right? For as long as we aspire to do this thing, if we succeed it's going to solve everything. Yeah. And then you get there, and either the happiness doesn't occur, or it's way more fleeting, because we're sold happiness as this thing that can be a constant, which is bullshit. And actually, if we weren't chasing happiness as a constant, would we ever be, or would we be as depressed as much as we think we are? We wouldn't, right? Because content would be the baseline. But I don't much know how to be content. So similarly, when I achieved what I achieved, it's like, at which point was it meant to fix everything? It never did. If anything, put it under a microscope, it made me feel ungrateful, because now I'm not happy, but I've got what, and there's loads of people who are in the same place I was. So I can't say out loud that I'm not.
I get it completely.
So now I'm like conflicted internally, and
people ask me, they're like, people go to me and they're like, oh, you know, I'm living it up, you know, you're living it off, you don't work, I don't work, you know, and I get it, what they're saying, you know, like my training partner, Mike, etc., you know, they work full-time jobs and then they train around it. And they're like, you know, it's cushy for you, you don't work. And I always feel like saying back, I wish I did. Almost, do you know what I mean? Because when I worked, there was an escapism to it. I'd do a 9 to 5, I'd do whatever my hours were. And when that shift finished, mentally I'm done. In this, I'm never done. I'm mentally consumed 24/7. And it doesn't go away. And that is actually more fatiguing than the physical fatigue of doing the graft. Because I'm consistently fatigued mentally to a point where I'm always looking for an escape.
I was going to say, but then you're dealing with I get it. You're dealing with it because similarly, right? So when I stopped shooting, working, everything at once, because now I can do music as a job, it fucked me, because I was like, what do I do with my time? Because I can't just create constantly. Whereas when I was working between raindrops, and the time in studio was so little, I made, you know what I mean? I made shit happen because I had to. So then when it became my job, I was like, this is weird. Because you're left with so much time to consider what to do, or what you have to do, or what you must do, or what you should do, or how you should do it. My brain doesn't function with the luxury of time. So I've spent so much time going, I hate being under this much pressure. I want to remove this, that, and the other from my life and make it less responsibilities in some respects. I don't want to be responsible for anyone outside of my family or myself, you know what I'm saying? And the things you have to by way of social contract, like mortgage and whatever else. But I've built too much responsibility into my life. But pressure, as much as I've been like, I just want to fucking get some of this stress off of me, there is a type of pressure that I require to thrive.
I get it.
And without it, I find my way to the worst of things, and I lose my shit. I require, but it's like, how do you achieve that perfect balance of putting just enough and not too much to send you over the edge?
Stephen was just saying about, like, you know, he'll have this moment where, like, he feels like he can't even open a letter, and he put this up the other week on social media, and I messaged him like, fuck, it's so relatable. Because for me, mate, if I see a letter, it's like doomsday. I'm like, fuck.
I couldn't tell you how many piles of letters I've got hidden in cupboards. That I've just never opened. And I'm like, as long as no one no one knocks on the door, there's nothing wrong, right?
If I don't open it, the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works, you know what I mean? You know, like, avoid. So when I first became like a, you know, doing content myself and employed in myself, you know, I was like, I wasn't exactly clued up on tax and things like that. Do you get what I'm saying? And
fucking
so
tax.
I was like, you know, so I just kind of put it under the rug for a bit, and I had to face it all and do it all. And then I was like, you know, it's just this weird fear that always applied to anything. It's like,
it is like a misfire. It's like an elevator trying to go up and down at the same time. It's that. It's disabling.
It's horrible.
It's not hard. It's impossible. It's not. I try and explain it to people. Like, there are things that it's not that I find them hard. I find them impossible. But I do think there's something in them trying to build support in, as opposed to what, like, most of us do, which is we find our tribe by way of people who are like-minded. So they share the same weaknesses. As well as the same strengths. So we're all shit at the same stuff. well, great, that's relatable, but how does it benefit any of us? You know what I mean? Like, why do I not have friends that can help with this where I can help them so we can fill in each other?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it's quite similar with that with like me and I've got a business partner called Ollie. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And Ollie is financially spectacular.
Yeah, wicked.
However, he's really shit in social situations and many other things. Whereas I'm pretty good at all of that.
Yeah.
I'm really shit financially.
Yeah.
And so it works really well. Do you know what I mean? Like, he picks up the end of things that I just can't.
Yeah.
So like, if I get something about tax, I just send it to him and go,
yeah.
like, that's you, right? Because I can't fucking do that.
No.
And then he handles it for me and tells me what I've got to do. And he puts it in like an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 for me. Do you know what I mean? I go, okay, I understand now.
Do you find as well, like, I almost need company to distract me from what I have to do to get it done.
Yeah.
Which sounds weird to most people, but like, for me, if I've got someone there, I don't need help doing it.
Yeah.
I just need help. In
a
sense of I can't, if I concentrate, it's so weird.
Yeah, I
can't
completely.
do something if I concentrate on it.
That's a lot, guys. I've enjoyed that, actually. It's really, to be honest, mate, more than anything, that was probably more of a therapy session for me than a bench session. I quite enjoyed that.
Not like me, that, is it?
No, but I got to talk to someone that's, you know, can give me some feedback and understand where I'm coming from. So I genuinely really enjoyed that. It was a mental and a physical session for me, and I enjoyed it a lot. So thank you to Stephen. Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity as well.
Thank you for teaching me how to bench without pain.
Thank you.
You lot, come and catch me on tour in December. Although there's no tickets left in Birmingham, I've got some for you. Don't worry, you're sorted. For you lot though, it's you have to get on the resale sites. I can't help it. Birmingham loves me. I fucking love you lot too, man. It's always the first place I sell out, and it was again. But there's still tickets available for London, for Glasgow. So come and see me in December.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Don't forget as well, myprotein.com, code BBB, and Foundry, BBB.
I need to get
See you all soon. I'll see you out. Let's get that.